right now.
Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Chiefs Kingdom
Live!
They want it. They want it.
Now, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. And go get it.
That's the difference here right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Do it live! Let's go! You gotta fight for your right to party!
Let's go! Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, real quick, if you wouldn't mind, before you forget, make sure you click and tap that like and click and tap that subscribe button. Maybe tell a friend, tell a family member, tell some Chiefs fans, help spread the word. We sure appreciate it. We got a good show lined up for everybody tonight. First off-season action of the year is in the books. Rookie minicamp there. The newbies getting a first taste of NFL life and action. We're going to talk about that. Maybe just talk about what that's got to be like for those guys. It's like a dream come true thing, right? And then also maybe who stood out. Then one of our favorite topics of the year next week, which we'll break down because it comes out next Wednesday ahead of the show. NFL schedule release. We're going to talk about maybe some games, what we're looking forward to, maybe make some predictions on the Chiefs schedule for next year. As always, if you got a question, you got a comment, there's something you want us to talk about, throw it up in the chat. Looking like Big Doug's in the house already. I'm sure Laney's in there. Our friend Sherry, your referral link is in the chat again. I can see them there. Before we get into the show tonight, fellas, how we doing tonight? Nick, you doing good?
Dude, I'm doing great. Bo, there are so many just gems hidden in that intro video. Every once in a while, I just like look through it, and that's a masterpiece, man. I love that. Great work on that.
Very nice work. Bo, how you doing?
Dude, I'm good. I'm pumped, man. Yeah, like you were saying, the activities have begun. The players have touched grass, as the kids say today. Right. So I'm stoked, dude. I'm ready to. I'm ready for the season to already be here. Like summer, let's get this over with. Let's get.
It's kind of like you're waiting at a restaurant and your like little buzzer thing just went off, right? And you're like, oh, we're gonna get to eat some food soon.
It's my turn. It's rookie minicamp and then some OTAs, voluntary, and then next thing you know, it'll be training camp in what? May, June, 2 months. Training camp kicks off up in St. Joe. Mm-hmm. And another season will be underway. Looking forward to that. But let's just get into it here. Chiefs rookie minicamps in the books. Got the new guys in there in the building. Saw them getting fitted for the helmets, getting out there a little practice. It was obviously the phase one, no contact, very, very light practices. Just guys out there running drills. Nick, what's that got to be like for these rookies? Their first NFL action, draft picks, and also the undrafted free agent guys and rookie tryout guys that they're invited out there. What do you think that's like for those guys, that experience?
Yeah, look, it's got to be a big time thing for any pro, right? You're like, you finally made it. But when you're going there and it's like, oh, like now I'm at the, with the guys I've seen in the Super Bowl 5 out of the last 6 years, won 3 of them, right? Went to 3 in a row. It's got to be pretty mind blowing. But I will say that it was one of the kickers that we signed. I forget which one, but when like last season, where like he was like, yeah, no, like one of the things I noted down was the Chiefs have like the best onboarding process, and so They've got like a person that like walks you around, shows you where everything is, and like just like top notch introduction to everybody in the organization and stuff. So, I know the Chiefs make them feel comfortable, but it's just got to be like, man, like I didn't just like make it like I'm in like the elite of the elite organizations on top of that, which is just got to be a great feeling and maybe somewhat intimidating, right? If not awe-inspiring.
Yeah, your work's cut out for you to make the team.
Right.
Some of the early draft pick guys, right? They're not probably sweating their spot on the team too much, but it's a tough roster. One of the tougher rosters to make. Obviously, you mentioned seeing the people, like you're on the field with Andy Reid, like he's right over there, like barking shit at you and coaching you, Bo. I mean, that's a lifelong dream fulfilled for these guys last weekend, right?
Dude, what a surreal moment for these guys, right? I don't know if you guys saw the montage floating around the X or the Twitter sphere of like all the drafts when the first round draft picks, when they get drafted, they stop by and they see like their team hat, right? They pick it up to go on stage. And they have like a little montage of them like kind of seeing their team for the first time, right? And like some of them are capturing that moment, just like, oh man, like it's happening. Others are just like so still caught up in the lights and the glam that you can tell they're just like, oh yeah, hat, here we go, next step, right? This is just going to be like another one of those things for most guys, right? Like where you're just like entering that big stage now, right? Because like you said, you're like, look over, there's Andy Reid. You're putting on the Chiefs uniform, like practice uniforms and the logos and everything, right? You're in the facility. As you said, you're dealing with like they're onboarding people, the training staff now. You're going through the mini camp, doing drills and play calls, right? And like I'm sure you guys have heard like what some of those play calls sound like. John Gruden's infamous like for going on talk shows and like just like saying some play calls on that he has memorized, and they're just 40 words long and just wild play calls, and just getting to experience it all, man. Like what a moment for these guys, right? Like, but it's not the big stage quite yet, right? That I feel like that's that first game. I mean, making the team obviously is like going to be for a lot of these guys the bigger objective, but I'm just saying like it's just one step, right? You're not there yet. Keep your focus on, guys. Like you made it this far. Like don't give up, right? Keep working. Like keep showing up. It's rookie camp, so let's go.
Yeah. Welcome to the league, right? You're just walking into the Arrowhead, walking into the training facility. That's just got to be a cool feeling. I mean, especially like the draft pick guys, they had all of the glitz and glamour and having their name called, especially the first round and second round guys, right? Like you get to walk out on their stage and get the jersey from Roger Goodell and stuff like that. The folks are in attendance. Even the guys that are at home, right? They got the live view of them putting the hat on. Some of these undrafted guys, they just signed a contract, right? They haven't really had much fanfare, and walking in, it's got to be like this is real, like this is actually happening kind of moment. I'm struggling to think of like something. I mean, that in like my lifetime, or I don't know if you guys can think of anything where you were like, okay, I'm actually here and I'm doing this now, and this is reality. But gotta be a cool feeling. Looking like there's some standout guys. The wide receiver, Royals. So just kills me that the Chiefs like.
I love the smirk.
Will the Royals ever sign a guy with the last name Chiefs? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's the Royals record since we signed that guy? Because
pretty good.
It's pretty damn good. It's best
Pretty
in the Major League Baseball, I'm pretty sure.
Right, best in MLB. So, yeah, he's standing out. I mean, how much do you take out of these guys standing out at rookie camp, Bo? I mean, it's obviously a good sign, but I mean, like, you're there with a lot of other rookies and guys that, I mean, reality is probably aren't going to make the team. But I mean, how excited are you for the mid-round wide receiver who a lot of people are high on to kind of get there and show out in his first chance out there on the field?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's always like a little disclaimer on mini camps and rookie mini camps, right? Like, there's no pads, it's not full contact, and it's against other rookies. So it's like, how much are you going to really be able to highlight? But I mean, these camps these camps are kind of designed to like really highlight players' abilities and like really kind of get that up front and focused right away. Like, where are your weaknesses, where are your strengths? Like, they're really designed to evaluate players right away. So like I think these players are getting right into it. I think it's one of those things for these guys that, like, you hit the ground running. It's like drinking from a fire hose, right? Day one, you're sitting there, you're trying to take in the playbook. Like you said, you have Andy Reid kind of like telling you what to do, getting used to like just the locker room, the schedule of everything, right? Sorry, I got my phone ringing. I got distracted here. What was your original question? Sorry, like the
Let's talk about Jalen Royals and
Jalen Royals,
and,
right.
People are excited about that guy. People were thinking
so
maybe he was going to go earlier.
Sorry, just by the nature of like the way these mini camps are set up with like the coaches wanting to evaluate players. I think when you see a player like Jalen Royals stand out, it actually does kind of mean something. Like I said, you have to kind of have a disclaimer on it. You have to take a little with a grain of salt, but like these mini camps are meant to like really highlight the cream of the crop and like really try to eliminate, because I mean they're already thinking like who we're going to put on our 90 what is it 93 96 team, but then we got to eliminate that down to 50 something. So it's like they're already playing that kind of mental math. So I mean like they know what they're doing with these camps, and so when you see somebody rise up, it really means something. So it's saying a lot when you hear names come out of mini camps or rookie camps.
Nick, Royals, the wide receiver, what do you take out of him kind of like showing out and really producing in his first chance with the other rookies? And also he's going to have an opportunity with, obviously it looks like Rashee Rice has come back from injury, the suspension. It's kind of like an open wide receiver room there, right?
Yeah, look, it's obviously better news than he looked like ass, right? However, I will say that the Chiefs have been known to push forward some social media narratives about wide receivers that looked really good prior to season starting that then they never got the ball. So Justin Ross, Exhibit A. But yeah, look, it's good news. It's good news. It's a later round draft pick that looks like he's popping. This is the best that these guys are going to look, right? So like, they should be shining. They should be showing up because there's no contact, right? I mean, they're probably stepping them in fairly easy. So it's definitely good news, but man, I got burned too many times getting too excited about these guys. So I'm going to be a little like tempered here in my expectations.
It's hard when that footage starts coming out though, and you just start seeing guys catching passes.
Dude, it is, man.
7 and 11 on 11s. You're just like, ooh. And then they start showing you the highlight reels, and they're making like one-handed contested grabs, and you're just like, let's go. Like, yeah, it's hard not to get excited, but it's that first little taste, right?
Yeah. No, look, I'm excited. It's good. It's good to hear that the guy looks good. We've definitely had players that have been drafted in the past, and then they're like, "Ooh, this guy actually doesn't look like like he's ever played football before." So it's definitely like the news you want to hear. So I'm excited just to see if that translates into like a good camp, and then to good preseason, and then hopefully into good NFL career. So
yeah,
Chief Bloody Grass Nick is a Scrooge.
Oh man, Chief Bloody Grass, hope you're doing well. Hope you're recovering well. Mentioned on the show last week there in Chad, you had some knee replacement surgery, I believe.
Speedy recovery, sir.
Yeah, hopefully you're doing a little bit better than you were last week, or a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited that the guy's got potential. He kind of slipped down, maybe playing at the smaller school. This wasn't like a super deep wide receiver draft necessarily, too, right? I mean, the big talk was it was like a defensive line in a running back draft. So, speaking of running backs, the 7th round pick out of what school did he play at? His name's escaping me, but Rashard Smith, he looked like he was flashing, and it was one of the guys that people were saying like, you can tell like when he runs and the speed that he plays at, it was just like standing out above the other guys. What? And he also can do like some returns, like he could be a kick or punt returner. Nick, what do you think about him kind of standing out? And I mean, what kind of shot do you think he has making the team and seeing some serious action this year? It's a good sign that he's showing up and kind of standing out early with obviously Isaiah Pacheco coming back, but Elijah Mitchell, Kareem Hunt, some other veteran guys, older guys. I mean, how much chances there do you think for him to carve out a role?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's a spot for him to make the roster. And it's good to hear that, he's got speed. Look, I think that this is one of the spots on our roster where, they're looking for good improvement. And so, we'll just see what he's got, right? It's what kind of vision does he have, right? That'll be one of those things that more in the preseason we'll get to see, with the speed of the game picking up. Does he look like he, can keep up, right? There's lots of guys that can be fast on the field, and it's just, can they translate that into good decision making on the field at the right time, right? And so it's definitely exciting. It'd be cool to see. I'm always happy to see, if we can get a guy that's picked later in those rounds and he can get a roster spot. It happened with Isaiah Pacheco, right? We saw Carson Steele last year pop in the preseason, and he didn't have a huge contribution, but I mean, he made an NFL roster and he got to play in the NFL last season. So, I mean, those are all fun stories. So I'm definitely excited to see what he's got.
Bo, what do you think about, we talked a little bit about him last week, but talking about wide receiver, obviously, with the Rashee Rice situation, maybe there's a spot for someone to step up there. Kareem Hunt was good for this team last year. I like him as the third down, short yardage guy, maybe your goal line guy. Isaiah Pacheco, kind of have yet to be seen how he's going to look when he's had maybe the right amount of time to come back from injury. But Nick mentioned Carson Steele. I mean, there's a crowded spot there, but nobody who really kind of stands out and screams the clear, number 2 or number 3 guy. Sure. What do you think you see out of him maybe coming up this year? And how excited are you that he's kind of showing up in this rookie camp?
Yeah, I echo a lot of Nick's sentiments about it. I'm always favorable when the Chiefs are in a position to be cutting, in a position to cut the roster down, that's obviously what they're doing with this plethora of people, but in a position to we're deep in this position, we need to whittle it down and pick the best guys, right? Versus, oh man, how can we fill these spots? I'm always a fan when we're heavy on, especially a offensive weapon position. But yeah, I agree with what Nick said a lot. I kind of feel like with the running back position, it's like that Forrest Gump phrase, running backs are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, right? And so speed, and as Nick was pointing out, if he has the right decision-making and just the right feel for the game, and if he can just break some runs for us, that's all we would need, And so, yeah, I think he has a decent shot at least, getting some good looks during OTAs and summer camp and stuff, and see what he's really got, and then, progress from there. I bet you we might see some action on come the preseason, right?
Same.
Like you're saying, some special teams, or actually giving him the ball and stuff. Seeing if he has that speed and that feel for the game.
Yeah, it's the preseason's the final test, right, for a lot of these guys, and they're working their way up there. So it's good for a couple of the skill position players there to be looking good and kind of standing out early. If you watched our draft review show last week, we were pretty high on the Chiefs draft, but I mean, myself, I gave them a B+ just because I was wanting more offense and I was kind of wanting them to go a little bit earlier with the weapons. So it's encouraging that those guys are standing out and kind of showing out and taking a good chance early. The first chance to, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and the first impression seems to be pretty good. So I'll keep an eye on them as the offseason progresses. On the defensive side, this dude's becoming a fan favorite. The guy out of Louisville, Ashton Gelati. I hope I'm saying his name right. I've heard 3 or 4 different people on the radio and on TV say it differently. So
we just need him to blow up and be an all-star, so everybody knows his name.
Big personality guy. The media really likes him. The stories come out where he had donated a large chunk of, I think maybe a majority of his NIL money from college to charity.
All of it.
All or most of it. So he's got a good personality and was talking about his faith in his family and everything, and how cool it was that his uncle was a Chiefs fan and he gets to play for the Chiefs, and he was putting on the Chiefs helmet and the Chiefs social media. Bo, he's also kind of stood out too. Obviously, you can't sack the quarterback or anything this early in the season, but he's a high motor guy, which to me is good to hear. Another guy that's a high motor guy is George Karlaftis, who he kind of has a relationship with and is known. But to me, like, I remember like the high motor guy the Chiefs always talked about, it was Tamba Hali, right? A guy that never gives up and plays 110% all the time. Chiefs could use pass rusher. What are you thinking about that guy, and how excited to maybe add another guy that can get to the quarterback?
Dude, yeah, it's just I'm so glad his name came up, right? Because like our Furious George name came up because like that's the reference I was going to use, right? When you hear about these guys in mini camps and like their abilities to like just the unrecognizable speed for these rookie offensive linemen to handle these guys, they're just like, whoa, I've never seen that at my school or against who I played, right? You're just like, I love those stories, and they kind of tend to like boast well for the player who's making those stories, right? We've heard it from Furious George, Leo Chenal, and like you mentioned Tamba, right? There's been players where like whoa, this guy stands out. I'm like, yeah, you can't put your hands on the quarterback, and you're not going to be able to do that until,
right?
I mean, I don't even think you can do that in practices anymore. Really, I think they have like really a lot of rules with the quarterbacks being untouchable during practice. So like until like preseason, really, but. What just everything I'm hearing about him being able to disrupt quarterbacks' timings, be able to beat the line, it all sounds great. And like I said, when names are coming out of mini camp, it's designed for that way. And yeah, dude, I hope big things come for this kid.
Nick, I mean, what do you think about him? And I mean, how much help does the defensive line need? They lost Trishawn Morton, right? A guy that kind of popped and blew up in one contract year sweepstakes last year. He's gone. Chris Jones getting a little bit older. There's other rookie on the defensive line there. I mean, how big of improvement the defense the Chiefs need, and I mean, how much of a factor you think that guy can play in that for him?
Yeah, look, I think he could, have an instant impact if he's, if he translates that into the actual game. And it's an area need for the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense, was good last year, but they weren't great at getting to the quarterback and really kind of disrupting it. Now, there were some well-timed blitzes that Spags can draw up, but we also have some pretty good examples of what can happen if you are able to get to the quarterback without having to blitz, right, and without having to sacrifice that. So I think it's definitely an area of need for the Chiefs, and I'm happy to see them invest in those positions and see if they can get somebody opposite, Karlaftis, right, that can get to the quarterback and, make wreak havoc in the backfield.
Yeah, kind of get in there. Charles Menahue is a guy who's back on another one-year deal and no suspension. This year he should be healthy. Knock on wood, right? The good Lord willing, he actually get a chance to play a full season and get himself a payday. So I think he's being motivated. Yeah, the young guy comes in. He's got a great personality. We kind of talked about that a second ago, and got a good attitude. And I always like hearing high motor, right? A guy that plays 110% and a guy that is high energy. That's kind of what you need, especially at a position like that. Like I said, I just always remember like when the Chiefs drafted Tamba Hali, right? It was always like he's got an incredible motor and he never stops and he plays through the whistle. And all-time Chiefs great, obviously Tamba Hali. Be hard to match his career, but I just whenever I hear people talk about that, that's kind of the guy's name pops into my head. Chiefs first round pick, didn't really participate in any of the first round drills, but was doing some stretching. There's a lot of talk. I mean, I'm hearing that he can be ready. Andy Reid was saying he'll be ready for training camp. There's people saying it's a 1-year injury, but he signed his contract and he was out there. Nick, I mean, what should the expectations be for him? I mean, should people be expecting or for him to play early this year at all? I mean, what are you taking from kind of like the mixed bag of what people are saying that fans or whoever should expect for him to get on the field?
Look, I would say that this is a long-term investment at that position with a high caliber player. And so they just need to make sure that whenever he's ready to start, that he's 100% healed and he's 100% ready to go. Right. I mean, we've seen Justin Houston was a player, right? Like kind of got rushed back from a knee injury. never the same. RG3, I think, was another one, rushed back from a knee injury, just kind of never the same after, and so making sure that he's right and ready is way more important than getting him out there sooner, because we've got him under, a 5-year rookie deal if we want to take up a 5th-year option since he was drafted in the first round. And so if it's later in the season that he starts, getting into the games, or it's the beginning of next season, as long as he's healthy and it doesn't like turn into like a recurring, knee injury because we rush him back. I think the Chiefs are set up to be able to wait based on the offseason moves that they made.
Yeah, I mean, Bo, what should fans' expectations be for him, do you think? And also, I mean, does some of the stuff coming from the team and the coaching staff saying he should be ready? I mean, you think that puts a little undue pressure maybe on him or the rest of the coaching staff maybe perhaps to get him out there?
No, I don't think there's any like undue pressure for your number 1 pick to get out there and like be ready to play, right? I think Nick hit the nail right on the head when he said it's a long-term investment, right? Like they're not rushing him out in these mini camps, right? He's doing activities, he's doing rehab and training and everything, and I guarantee you he's wanting to be out there. He's wanting to do everything at 100%. And everything he can do at 100%. I bet you he's doing it. Yeah. It's just one of those things that I don't think the Chiefs are in a position to rush him and really re-injure him, and they don't want to see that. I don't think anybody wants to see that. So I think Nick's 100% right. Like it's a complete long-term investment. We're set up for him to be kind of a protege to the tackles we currently have, and if we want to put him somewhere else, that's fine too. But yeah, we kind of discussed last week seeing him kind of eased into the offense, if anything, right? Not necessarily be like the number 1 guy from the get-go. So, but if the coaches and the training staff say he's ready to go week 1, I would not doubt their judgment, and let's go. Put him in week 1.
Looks like our man Chief Bladergrass gonna get some rest. Sounds good. Glad you made by. Good to see you in the chat. Always good to see our man.
14-3. Love it.
Yeah, I saw that there too.
Don't rush back out there on the field, man. Make sure you're good before you start going. So
right. Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, where do you think kind of the talk coming from the team maybe being contradictory to like other things you're hearing about when he could be back or how long that injury takes for a timetable to return? I mean, is it to try to make the first round pick seem better? I mean, it's just kind of odd to me, right, Nick? I mean,
I don't think
you're hearing different things from them than you are like from most other people, or maybe it's just I'm seeing different stuff out there that maybe there's other people out there that agree more with him. But when I listen to the media and I see online people, oh, that's a year recovery, that's this and this, don't expect him to be out there, and they shouldn't be planning to have him out of here. And then they're like, oh, he'll be ready for training camp. He should be ready to go. It's just seems kind of odd, doesn't it? No, is that just
it does? But I mean, I'll say that I'm gonna trust what the Chiefs medical staff is reporting over anybody on the internet. But yeah, like I mean, you wonder about the disparity there. What?
Nothing. I don't know if it's just on my phone or if it just froze up and you had this really super funny looking expression on your face.
Nice. I'm glad that's preserved forever on the internet.
I can't tell if it's StreamYard on my phone or my Wi-Fi or what, because you guys keep.
I know what's getting thrown into the intro next week.
Yeah,
but
it was funny.
Anyway, yeah, look, you always wonder about that, and there is the kind of that worry that maybe Andy Reid's like putting pressure. But I trust in what the Chiefs medical staff is able to do. Yeah. We saw Patrick Mahomes come back from some pretty looking pretty serious injuries and perform at a high level, win a Super Bowl, right? And so I feel like I'm confident in what they're saying and that they're going to make the right choices because they do have a free agent they signed at that position, right? So there's not this urgent rush like there was kind of in the middle of the season where it's like, dude, like we don't have any solution. Maybe we get back there. Maybe we do throughout the year and they may bring him back in a little bit earlier. But I would say that, that's just like not a recipe for good long-term success. Right. So,
right. Yeah. And again, I could be reading it wrong. It's not Joe M1376592 on Twitter that
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
seeing,
know.
like that I'm reading into. I mean, it's
but
people
like,
that comment and know about like the NFL and know about injuries and timetables to return. It seems kind of strange to me that like it's just different from what you're hearing from those things. But go ahead, Bo.
the NFL and teams on their own account always hold their cards as close as possible to the chest when it comes to player health, injuries, anything like that, right? And so I think if you're hearing something from a team saying like, hey, yeah, he's good to go, he's like, you're never going to hear anything bad other than like, nope, he's not going to do it, right? Other than that,
What are they gonna say? Like it's not
this is the
looking good.
injury and he can't do it. Other than that, yeah, it's always positive all the time. Like, yeah, I don't think they're going to be like, well, maybe doubtful, right? Like, I think that they're just kind of obligated to take that position, and so, but no, I think yeah, we've said it, we're beating a dead horse at this point. Like, I think they're invested in this kid, and there's no reason to rush him in and risk re-injury.
So you think he's out there week 1 or no, Nick?
No.
Bo?
Week 1 preseason. Maybe just to see what's
regular.
up.
I mean, I was talking regular season, but yeah, I mean that's preseason only what 3 games, 2 games, something like that. So yeah,
it'll be interesting to see where he's at health wise for preseason and how much playing time he gets preseason. Yeah. If he's good to go for preseason and get some snaps, yeah, I could see him playing week 1.
Yeah, the other thing that seems kind of odd to me too is like you see NFL coaches in these teams, they always give you the coach speak, right? Well, we'll see, and we're not going to rush it, and there's no set timetable. And when he's ready, it's like, oh no, he'll be ready to play. He'll be ready to go. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm expecting the guy to play week 1 and stuff I'm hearing from the team. I know that's probably contradictory to what a lot of people are saying the expectation should be, especially if you look at like social media or listening to local radio. Doesn't seem like anybody's expecting him to play week 1, but if the team's saying he's ready for training camp and he's as good as everybody says he is, I mean, he should be out there playing. Like,
if he's healed up and he's ready to play, he should be out there, right?
Right. Yeah. It's interesting. Time will tell. But speaking of week 1, the NFL schedule set to be released a week from today, which means 2/3 of the schedule will be leaked out between tomorrow and next Wednesday. So make sure you're checked into social media. Follow us on all of our social medias at Chiefs Kingdom Live on X, on Facebook. We'll be making sure to post and put out there when Chiefs games are leaked next year. We talked about this a few weeks ago. We talked about Clark Hunt requesting the Chiefs to be the Christmas team. There's been a lot of debate and talk about whether people are in favor of that. The Chiefs playing on Christmas, that is, for whatever reason or another. Some people, seem to not like it, and some people seem to like it. So, but then there was an NFL spokesperson kind of put a little bit, like rained on that parade or threw a little water on that fire, right, about the Chiefs playing every year on Christmas. This would be the 3rd year they would play, 3rd consecutive season on Christmas Day. Our Chiefs Kingdom Live poll this week is on that very subject. I mean, I don't know. I was pretty confident.
You said an NFL spokesman?
Yeah, there was some NFL person. I'm trying to think of the guy's name, but he had said, oh, well, it took a long time to build those traditions. I'm not sure we'll see like a team that plays every year on that day. So that was a few weeks after. I'm sure you could probably find the article if you searched it out. But
okay.
But yeah,
next post or something.
No, yeah, I was definitely like 90% sure the Chiefs were going to play on Christmas. But there's also talk now about the Chiefs seem to be the favorite to, I don't know if that's the right term to use, but to play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I think if they play on Thanksgiving, there's no way they play on Christmas too. So if you have followed us on X, make sure you check us out over there. You can go vote in the poll. I'm not sure if the Christmas Day game would be something they would leak ahead of next Wednesday or not. But Bo, what's your vote? What's your verdict? Chiefs, they play on Christmas again this year, or is that like a 2-year thing and it's going to be on to somebody else now?
I'm kind of on the fence with this one because I was there 2 years ago on Christmas when we lost, and it was like it was at home, it was miserable.
Yeah, it was a bad game.
Well, damn, that sucks. So then last year was awesome, right? Last year I had a great Christmas, winning and like spending time with loved ones. It was a great time.
Right.
No, I mean I love. I didn't get to see whoever said that might not happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Can't
that guy's name.
see one spokesman like kind of being the say all be all to it, especially if you're talking about traditions. There's only one way to build a tradition. You keep having the same
Yeah,
team play
yeah.
every year, right? So this one's been going
Yeah.
2 years. I would imagine the Chiefs keep going. No, we've talked about it. I mean, there's no reason why they wouldn't. I mean, it's great publicity for the NFL. We got all the faces of the NFL. It just seems to kind of make sense right now at this point in time. So yeah, I think it would happen.
Nick, what do you think? Chiefs playing on Christmas this year?
Yeah, given all the information, it's hard to say. I will say, even though I'm not a huge proponent of it, if Clark Hunt asks for it, he should get it. Like you look at like his family and what like his dad did for the NFL, and you look at the Chiefs and being one of the original AFL teams, and now they're up there in Super Bowl wins, right? They've got like their own, top tier all time quarterback. People are talking about, was Patrick Mahomes on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks? Like he's in his prime right now. Like Clark Hunt has been a good soldier. He worked on the international committee. He was like, the Chiefs were one of the first teams to go play an international game, and give up a home game, like that weren't one of the cellar dweller teams at the time. Like, dude, they've
the Jags or somebody.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I mean, if he asks for it, he should get it. Like, what are we talking about? Like, he's done they've done everything. They're one of the storied franchises now in the NFL. And with that history, I don't see why they would say no. So I'll take that point and say, I don't have a good feeling on whether or not they will. It just would, like, even though I don't want it, like I'd be pissed off now if they don't get it, because it's just like disrespectful to the Hunt family, right? That they publicly made that request and the NFL's like, no, we're just going to have, whatever. I mean, just give it to him, man. Like what does it cost? Like everybody wants to watch Patrick Mahomes anyway, right? So whether they hate him or they love him, like they're going to tune in.
Even the haters,
yeah,
can't get enough of Patrick Mahomes. I kind of called this when we saw him play back-to-back years that I thought the writing was on the wall. Gives me a little bit of pause to see all these rumors kind of swirling around about the Chiefs playing on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. That would be a huge game.
That'd be interesting.
But the Chiefs, they've definitely been good soldiers. Like they gave up. Nick, you mentioned the home game, right? During this during this dynasty, during this run to go play in Germany, they have kind of gone out and, like you mentioned, played the I want to say, like, every time they've played over in Europe, it was the home game that they gave up. So not that the Hunts needed to, or as Dwayne Bowe would say, the Clarks need to earn any more goodwill with the league. But I'm on team Chiefs are going to play on Christmas when the schedule is released, or whenever that gets leaked out. If it gets leaked out ahead of next Wednesday, I think you see the Chiefs play. I think you see them play at home on Christmas. I think you see them play like in a pretty big game too. I think you see like one of these marquee matchups, which, shoot, there's a ton of, we'll talk more about that next week when the actual schedule is out, but there's like a ton of like marquee games that Arrowhead this year, man. When you look at the opponents and the teams that are coming in here, obviously we're going to play the Bills again this year. It almost feels like the Bills are in the AFC West or something, because we play them twice every year during the regular season and then during the playoffs. So, but I mean, the Eagles are coming to town. Gosh, there's some of the other teams. The Lions, I think, are coming back here. So, she's got some marquee matchups, man, and I think you see the Christmas Day game.
The Chiefs' opponents for 2025 are the Eagles, the Bills, the Lions, the Ravens, the Commanders, the Texans, Cowboys, Jags, Giants, Colts, Titans, and then our division.
Right. The Jags is a road game, right? That's at Jacksonville. They're an away opponent this year.
Let's see. I'm looking on the Chiefs website. It just says TBD.
It should be. Yeah, it should show on there like home and away because they know the home and away. They just don't know like the order or whatnot. But I'm pretty sure the Jags are a road opponent this year, which I'm going to that game. I was pissed I missed that game a few years ago. In Jacksonville.
Scotty, this is your favorite off-season activity, right? The schedule.
Oh
really?
yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I love seeing like
kind of stuff right now.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love like the little notification where you go into the Chiefs app and you go to like the tickets and all of your tickets are populated. That usually happens right about the time the schedule is released. I was trying to make some schedule to go to some road games here this last season or two, but it's just for whatever reason or another just didn't work out. But I'm getting to a road game this year, and I'm pretty sure that Jacksonville's on the road. Like, if you can make that like an earlier mid-December cupcake game NFL on the road and nice weather, could get out of Kansas City for a week or so and get to Jacksonville, where with any luck it'd probably be about 40, 50 degrees warmer.
It's going to be week 2. It's going to be 90.
Oh, no.
99% humidity.
Remember, Bo, we went to that game out there in Phoenix, and we had talked about, we knew it was an away game, and Bo's got some friends out there, and we all grew up out there in the Southwest, so we're familiar kind of with that area. And I was like, man, maybe they'll make it like a December game. I get to go to Phoenix in this wintertime, right? It's warmer. Nope, week 1.
Week 1. Or season opener.
It was 95 degrees.
I was 95. I was hoping. It was so fucking hot. Like
there was no tailgating.
Dude, we were having to stop and like walk in places that had air conditioning on the way to the game because it was so hot, man. It was like, or week 1 as early as like September as humanly possible. But that was a blast going to that road game out there, and
it helps that we crushed.
Oh, the Chiefs whipped their ass so bad in that game. That was so fun. We were leaving, and I kind of actually bumped into a Cardinals fan, and I try not to be that obnoxious road fan, right? Especially when you just thump the other team. That was irritated me when the Chiefs were bad and team would come here and whip up on us really bad. And I mean, you can root for your team. I'm not saying I don't cheer for them. I'm not excited for them, but everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? Like the road fan that's going out of their way to be like overly obnoxious on purpose.
You're protesting way too much before you got to your point here. Right. You're not that guy.
But bumped into someone.
I was totally that guy.
That guy.
The Cardinals fan looked at me. He like when I bumped into him, he kind of looked over and saw I was wearing Chiefs shirts. Like, oh, sorry, man. He goes, oh, it's packed in here. It's all good. And I said, yeah. And he's like, man, you guys kicked our asses. I started laughing. I said, yeah. I was like, that was kind of a rough one for you all, but you guys would be all right or something like that, And he was like, you guys are really fucking good. It was funny. Travis Kelce torched him in that game. I'll say that was Isaiah Pacheco's first game, right? That was like the first year he was on the team that's starting running back. I mean, I think he scored a touchdown. It was 44-7, I want to say, or 41-7 at one point.
I think Mahomes had 5 touchdown passes in that game.
Yeah, he had a lot of touchdown passes in that game. So that was a lot of fun. Definitely need to make sure we get to a road game this year. And Jacksonville is sounding pretty sweet. You can see what you can do about getting those pool tickets, man. Like, go there, like, sit in a pool and watch Chiefs game. That would be fucking so much fun. But, I
forgot they had that. That's so wild. That's so funny. That'd be
right.
Hilarious to do.
Right. Who do we think? Maybe the Chiefs. It's hard to tell whether they start at home or on the road. I mean, obviously, when you win the Super Bowl, you get that home opener. You're guaranteed, your first game is going to be at home, the NFL kickoff, which unfortunately is going to go to the Eagles this year. But, Nick, who do you think the Chiefs open up at Arrowhead? Do you think they play week 1 or here? Or if not, I mean, just who do you think the Chiefs are going to face at Arrowhead for that home opener? Are they going to give us an easier matchup, or are they going to try and seems like here lately they've been giving us one of the hardest teams on the schedule to start off there at Arrowhead?
Yeah, so all right, so if this is we have Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, Ravens, Lions, Texans, Colts, Eagles, and Commanders.
Sounds right.
I almost feel like they'll give us that Commanders game, and it'll be kind of like the proven quarterback versus the young stud in year 2.
Could be.
And it's a non-division, non-conference game, so like, they get to save some of these other games for later in the season, maybe.
Right.
The Ravens is like another good option. They always seem to give us Ravens games in season early. I don't know why, but I'm going to go Commanders.
Yeah, we played Ravens home opener last year, which doesn't mean they won't do it this year, but I don't know. They'd make the Ravens go on the road. Chiefs week 1, 2 years in a row. They might. I mean, it's completely possible. That was the toe game, right? Where the guy, Likely's toe was out of bounds. Or else they would have won the game, even though they still would have had to get a 2-point conversion just to like tie the game right and send it to overtime. But
John C.
There's John C. Good to see you, bro. Our man out there in the Rockies. Not too far from Bo out there right now. How much longer you got out there, Bo?
Like a month.
Another month?
It's a significant drive. You got to drive through the Rockies. To
right.
Through the two, but no, yeah.
Yeah, same area, right? Rocky Mountains out there right now. So, you're in Utah or Idaho? I can't know.
Utah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm in Utah. I'm in Salt Lake right now.
Utah. Did you see? This is getting completely like going off the rails, off topic here, but did you see the Utah hockey team announce their name and their logo? Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, the Utah.
The Mammoth.
It's like. Did they announce that? I thought it was just like the Utah Hockey Club or something like that.
Well, so that was for the inaugural season. It was Utah Hockey Club, but they were doing like a vote, and they were trying to get a name. They wanted the fans to help pick it or whatever. They came up with the Mammoth, dude, and the logo is sick. I was like, damn, I don't know if I have an NHL team anymore. It used to be
I like it.
Yeah, the logo, and it was like the top of the Mammoth's head and the logo, like the hair and everything makes like mountains. It was sick.
Oh, yeah, all right.
You need to fucking look it up. It's badass. I was like, man, that's a sweet logo. Like, Utah crushed it with that. But back to Chiefs. Bo, Chiefs home opener. Who do they get at Arrowhead first this year?
Yeah, I'm with you. We probably get a juggernaut again, right? Like somebody that's going to test us. And I'm all for it, right? Like if we get I like Nick's idea of the Commanders. That's actually really, really interesting.
That'd be a good matchup.
Who are the teams again that we're at home? Sorry, I just have the list of everybody we're playing. I don't have the home teams. Who is that again? Nick?
Yeah, hold on.
I don't think they'll do a division opponent.
Might have started searching for the Mammoths on that screen. So give me just a second. All right, we got the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers, obviously. Ravens, Lions, Texans, Colts, Eagles, Commanders.
Ooh, man. Maybe, I don't know. Texans or the Colts, maybe? I could see them going week 1. Just something. The Colts have always like been notorious for giving us a hard time, but I don't know. I just want whoever's going to be the hardest. I want to see where our O-line's at right away. Week 1. Like give us the hardest team that's going to test that line. Let's see if we fix that problem. Let's address that situation week 1 instead of week 15, 16.
Yeah, I may, man.
Oh, that is a dope logo.
That's sick, isn't it? It's like usually these teams, they like totally like fumble the name, right? Or the rebrand or whatever. I guess this is not it's technically a rebrand because they are the Utah Hockey Club. That was just while they were getting established and getting a name settled on. So
I wish they'd stay with football team for Washington.
But man, that Mammoth, that's sick looking. Might have to be. I'd like to watch more hockey. It's just it's on like TV, right? Like I'm not going to buy 3 sports packages and cable to be able to watch NHL. I used to love NHL back when I was younger, and it was just on. Like you'd be flipping channels, right? It was on. It was ABC or NBC. Always had a lot of hockey on, and then they took the money to go to some obscure network, and people stopped watching their stuff. I just don't. It's like this NFL and the streaming stuff, man. Like, I guess like when you're in the NFL, you can get away with it, and people are going to pay, but like making it harder and making people have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to watch your product. I mean, I know you get a big influx of cash from a TV deal like that, but at the same time, man, like you're making your product harder for people to get to and to watch. And baseball kind of done the same thing, but I don't know. Let's see, but let's see. I think Texans is a good pick for home opener, right? First home game of the year. It's the divisional round rematch, and the Chiefs play the Texans and the rest at home for the home opener. I still can't believe that after that game, like there was NFL coaches that were like blaming the refs. Like, oh yeah, well we knew we had to play the refs and the Chiefs in this game. It's just like, bro, like you're the coach, you're the head coach of the team. You're not supposed to say shit like that.
What do you
man.
think the new storyline is going to be for this year, right? Because then it was like the scripts, and then we had the scripts 2 years ago. We had the script for the NFL. It was written already for us. Last year's refs are in our pockets, right? Like, what do you think it's going to be this year? Oh, year before that was like what? No, was that the Swifty year? Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah,
that was 2 years ago.
That was Super Bowl 58.
Swifty Gate. We had like Jackson Mahomes and Brittany Gate, right? That whole year and saga. What's it going to be this year, right? Something's going to be this year.
I don't know. That's tough.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation.
No, you're good. I have to think on that. I mean, I'm sure they can come up with something. But I don't know. I'm going Texans for Chiefs home opener. I think they start the year at home week 1 at home too. I don't think they make them go on the road. Nick, did you pick team? You pick Commanders?
Yeah, I picked the Commies.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good choice. So, which division team do they play week 18 for? Because they'll be for the division, which is what they fucking say every year. And then the Chiefs got a 3-game lead by Halloween, and the division's basically over. Like,
which AFC West team needs the most hope right now?
Right.
Because we're going to be resting our players, and they're going to get a great win, and it's going to just reinvigorate their fan base. Like the Broncos claiming Bo Nix is the future right now because they beat the Chiefs.
Like Josh Allen and the Bills, which I can see is on the TV in the background there. AFC Championship game.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
I fucking missed because I was sick. Damn, it pisses me off.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I was there. Thanks for the tickets.
Yeah, I bet it was. I missed both AFC Championship games against the Bills.
Yeah, COVID year.
Yeah, COVID year, and then I was sick last year, man. Like I was waiting until I was like game time decision whether I was gonna go or not. I was like, it was so cold outside, and I was like, and I'm having a hard time breathing like inside my bedroom. Like I probably shouldn't go sit outside. It was fucking 12 degrees, or it was cold that game. Like it was a cold game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to get to, or anybody in the chat got something?
John C saying Travis got married today.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Hold on, let's.
I feel like that.
I don't think so.
Fact check this.
Right.
I feel like my phone would get some kind of notification from like ESPN or. Like
oh no, that'd be like up there with the Amber Alerts. Like your phone just started going off. I don't know. I mean, do you think those
officially broken?
I mean, do you think those two ever get married? I don't know, man. Like, maybe they will. I don't know, man. It's like.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find anything that looks non-sus there.
Right.
Yeah, you think Travis Kelce has to sign a prenup if that's the case?
I don't know. I mean, I think like pretty much anytime.
That's hilarious.
I think that's pretty. That's also like it's like almost SOP at this point for celebrities when they get married, is they sign those things, right?
It would just be weird being like, a guy that's got $100 million plus dollars in your name and having to sign a prenup, right? that would be the weird part.
I don't need your money.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, hey, congratulations if you did.
Right. They were talking to Nick Wright on what's the name of his show? I can't remember. It's First Things First. First Things First. There you go. I get the first mixed up.
There's a lot of firsts in sports.
Right. Yeah, on sports talk shows, but they're showing that the Ravens and the Bills are actually favorites over the Chiefs right now to win the AFC. And Nick Wright was just talking about how insanely ridiculous that is. And Clearly, he had the best argument in that. Is that guy's name Eric Mangini that's on that show sometimes?
Yeah,
It was
Coach
like, well,
Mangini.
no, you
Yeah.
think this and that, and then he had some terrible take as usual. And I was thinking, man, this is why you're on First Things First talking to Nick Wright about the NFL instead of working in a front office or a coaching staff somewhere, right? Like, see, like you don't know ball clearly. I mean, what is that like? Is it the Super Bowl effect, Nick? I mean, what is that? Like the Chiefs, they've been in the AFC Championship game, 7 straight years, and they've
7 years in a
won
row.
5 of the last 7. I mean, how do you favor any other team?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that
mind-blowing still.
they want
Is
it to
it-
happen, right? They're tired of
Yeah.
like the same storylines, and it's just like rinse,
That's-
repeat. And also, I think
Does
part of it.
Vegas think like that though? I mean,
I don't think. Yeah, Vegas shows what people are betting, right? So like people are betting on the Bills, which gives them the odds, right? Like, so I guess it's just people are looking at it, and I think that people look at like history and they go, oh well, like Tom Brady had his initial run, and then that's when Peyton Manning started to kind of break through, and he got, you know what I mean? And so, like, I think that that's a big part of it. The narrative, I don't know what it is, man. It's weird because, dude, Mahomes has like never shown that he's not going to make it to the championship game. You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
nothing major has changed other than he's going to have better offensive weapons next year. And it looks like they may have solved their offensive line problems, which was their big hurdle. Like, and what have the Bills solved from last year? And I know that they'll say, well, the Bills were juggernauts last year. Well, like they weren't like good enough to beat the Chiefs. Like
0-4.
It was the best iteration of the Bills. Do you guys agree with that? That was like the best
Yeah,
iteration of the
100%.
Bills. Maybe the 13-second game.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
that
they're-
13.
It's-
They had
that's not
Stephon
only,
Diggs before
That was
all
the
the
talking
drama.
head opinion
Right.
leading up to that game, that this is the best Bills team, and they thought they
Yeah,
were going
that's
to
not-
be. They
that's-
progressed so much, especially getting rid of Diggs and everything like that. It was like, that
Yeah.
was the talk of the town.
I feel like people forget how good Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs were together before it went south and whatever the rift or whatever it was, and Stephon Diggs got a little bit older, maybe lost a half a step or something. But that Bills team, the 13-second game, that Bills team I think was better than last year's version. I mean, not night and day difference better, right? But I still think that they were better.
As far as scoring ability, for sure, I would agree with you on that statement. They were a lot more lethal.
Yeah, no,
weapons.
John C is bringing up, he's agreeing with Nick's point here. I mean, I get it when media people and stuff do it, but like Vegas, they don't care about that, do they? Narratives or pushing an agenda or nothing. Like they're trying to make money. Like that's their bottom line. That's all they care about is money. I mean,
there's a weird statistical anomaly with how many games we won by one score or less, right?
Right, last year.
To the fact that we won so many and it's never happened before, right? And I'd argue that was like one of the worst Chiefs offenses we've ever had. Like I say this every
definitely
week,
the worst.
No wide receiver 1 or 2, no running back 1, right? And they're expecting the Chiefs to be this high flying scoring offense, right? And like we're having to like patchwork our O line and we're eking out wins still, right? And so it's just like, to Nick's point, we might have solved most of those issues coming back with the same receiving core. The O line's like there now, hopefully. Like I said, I'd love to see it. But yeah, like to me, dude, it has like earmarks of like really credible people saying like, "Oh, this is the Chargers season to win," right? And it's like, why would you say that, dude? You had such a good thing going. You had all these things lined up. You were nailing point after point after point. Now you're like, I'm on that Harbaugh and Herbert train, right? And like, all the evidence points this way, and you're just like, okay, I understand if you get that right, you look like this like diamond in the rough who predicted it, this Nostradamus of sports. We're like, oh, I told you, but it's not leaning that way. It's not leaning in that direction.
So
we got Chris in here.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So he asked. So the Chiefs signed undrafted free agent Jake Bringstool, tight end, number 88, by the way. And he's wondering if he's going to make the roster. What do you guys think? I mean, right now it's like we've got Kelsey. obviously, and we've got what is it? Wiley
Yeah,
is
Jared
looking like he's gonna
Wiley.
come back.
Yeah, he missed
Noah
rookie
Gray.
last year.
So
Gray.
what do you guys think?
I mean, he's looking good. He was another guy we didn't really talk about him because he's not necessarily like a household name or like one of the higher draft picks, but he's looked good. So in the rookie minicamp, made some nice leaping catches. Yeah, I mean it's open. The Chiefs, they like to have fourth tight ends, right? I mean he could be this year's Jody Fortson or what was the guy's name that actually crushed it?
Like, did you just? I hope you didn't just.
What was the dude's name?
Team that guy.
Fortson was also 88, right?
Right, Jody Fortson was it. Which I get. I mean, I get it. The Chiefs, they don't. I mean, they do, right? No one's going to wear 16 again because of Lynn Dawson, and I mean, Joe Montana didn't wear 16, so she's not going to. But like they don't retire numbers, man. I mean, the Chiefs, the second round defensive linemen's wearing 55. Frank Clark. I mean, I get Frank Clark wasn't a career Chief and didn't play 12 seasons here or something, but the guy was instrumental. He was integral in Super Bowl championships in this team, like establishing in the early years of the dynasty. I mean, he's got 55. I mean,
Pacheco getting number 10, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, Trent Green, man, the best. I'm not gonna say it's hard to say best quarterback because he played in a different era than Lynn Dawson did, right? It's hard to say anybody's better than Lynn Dawson, but especially because he never won a Super Bowl. But Trent Green was a good enough quarterback to win a Super Bowl for this team. They just had no defense for him when he was here. But yeah, guys wearing 88, it's still just so weird, right? Like,
dude, it's still weird to see like people wear 10 for me. Just like, oh,
bro, like,
yeah, all right.
I can almost see the 10 a little bit, but yeah, no, it's still odd. Like, I mean, when I see number 10, I still think of Trent Green, right? Or Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's all-time leading receiver. I get it that he wanted out and he got traded, and now he's putting out his top 5 quarterback lists, and 2 is not even on the list. When just a couple of years ago, he was the most accurate passer.
He had a better arm than Mahomes, right?
Tyreek Hill's going through it. Isn't that what the kids say? Right? Did I get the phrase right?
Catching all the feels.
Yeah, the grass is not always greener on the other side.
He's in the finding out part of the FAFO.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He did, but. I mean, I'd say right now he's probably the favorite to get that 4th spot. I mean, Chiefs, they always like to have 4 tight ends. So, I mean, I would lean towards him making the team. It's super early, obviously, and there's a lot of off season left. And the preseason is the final test, really, where the guys get to prove and make the team. But, I mean, what do you think, Nick? Guy like that, you got a pretty good chance of making the team if he's standing out already this soon?
Yeah, look, I would say yes if Wiley isn't 100%, right? But I mean, if Wiley's fully recovered, I don't see. I mean, we've got 2 spots locked up, right? With Kelsey and Gray. So it's really I don't really see them carrying 4 tight ends on the roster. Do you?
I don't know. They usually hadn't they?
If they're going to carry 4 tight ends, then yeah, I'd have to look and see. I just
the fact that we're not carrying a fullback anymore makes me think that they actually might carry an extra tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question though.
I mean, Wiley was what, a 2nd or 3rd round pick last year or year before last. So I mean, I don't think they're going to give up on him after being hurt for 1 season. I think they're still high on him, but yeah, Noah Gray got his extension last year, so he's locked in. Yeah, there's one spot. I feel like the Chiefs, they've
Hendershot,
like,
Mr. Risky.
Right.
Hendershot? Is that who you're talking
yeah,
about?
Peyton Hendershot. Old Peyton Hendershot? No.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name that was in beast mode in the preseason a couple years ago, and then he got hurt at the end of that last preseason game? Gosh darn, what was that guy's name?
Was he a tight end?
Yeah, he was a tight end. I'll think of it. That'll come to me. I just need to stop trying to think of it. But
yeah, they did have 4 tight ends. So maybe he's good. I mean, if they're going to carry 4,
I mean, they didn't draft one this year, so they brought that guy in. That's the guy from.
Fuck, I know
that,
who you're talking about.
That's the guy from Clemson. Is that Breeningstool? Is that the guy from Clemson?
I don't know. This
I don't know. I'm reading comments. Sorry.
I'm trying to think of that old tight end now, dude. I can like see it.
Oh, there you go. Is this his name?
Matt Bushman. Matt Bushman.
Yeah, Matt Bushman. No, you're
There it
right.
is.
Matt Bushman was like, God, that guy. He
Took over that game, right?
He did those. He was like good in that final preseason, and then he got hurt right at the end of the game. Right, it was like one of the last plays, and it's just like, fuck, he felt so bad for that dude. It's a cruel game, man. Football. It's a cruel mistress. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to see? Hopefully, our man John C is doing good. I mean, numbers. I mean, should somebody else be wearing 88? Like, I mean,
There's
to me, man,
a lot
like
of numbers. Did you guys hear about that? The dude in New York right now who's asking if he can wear
Phil
Trevor
Sims'
Lawrence,
number.
or not? No, not Phil Sims. LT.
Ladane. Yeah. Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor's jersey, right? He's like, "Can I wear this one?" I'm like, no, man, that's like the Giants' greatest player ever.
Right,
You can't
ever.
wear that number.
Right. Right.
He broke Heisman's leg. All right.
Right. I was thinking that that was Phil Sims' number that he wanted, but I might have that mixed up. I don't know. I'm not.
No, he wanted LT's number, and there was like he created this whole uproar. And Phil Sims got on. It's like, he can have my number, and I was just like,
oh, okay, I got you. There you go.
Nobody wants that number, Phil Sims, but all right.
He didn't ask for that one.
What number was Phil Sims? Number 11?
Yeah, I think so. Be lower. He's a quarterback, right? I think it was 11.
I'm thinking Phil Sims was number 11.
11.
Yeah,
Dang.
11.
Look at Scotty, Rain Man over there.
Yeah, number 11. Yeah.
Definitely 11. Yeah, definitely 11. Yeah. Walmart.
Hey, man, that's two good pulls. All right, I pulled Phil.
Meanwhile, I
Sims,
can't tell you what I had for lunch yesterday. Scott's like, yeah, Phil Sims, whose number?
Hey, man, I pulled Matt Bushman and Phil Sims' number on the show tonight. So,
Bushman was like almost there for me. I was like, back.
So make sure you like and subscribe.
Right. Yeah, Matt Bushman. Man, what could have been, right? God, I'm just feeling awful for that guy. I mean, you're trying to make the team, and dude, he was the player of the game. It wasn't even close. Not even close. He was torching them. Like, he had what, like 100-something yards and like 2 or 3 touchdowns in that game. I mean, he was burning whoever that was we were playing. God, he was smoking them, and then got hurt right at the end of the game, and that was it. It was over. Yeah,
It's crazy, right? I mean, then you think about that's just one preseason game.
Right.
And then you look at a guy like Travis Kelce who just has made it through just like
Right.
a decade of NFL
the
seasons.
Plays we've taken and just watched on this channel, we're like, hey, if any of the three of us were involved in this play, our leg's broken. You know, like you just.
Oh yeah, no, I did.
Say like, we're done, we're out, and like he just eats them like Wheaties.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was lifting a lid off a grill yesterday and tweaked my back and had to go lay on the couch for an hour and a half. Like,
Showing your age there on that one. Wow.
It's tough, bro. It's fucking brutal. I mean, I obviously never played professional sports. I never played like in the NFL or anything. Not even close to anything like that. But I mean, I remember like you used to go out and play football at the park, right? You tackle and like you dive and lay out and catch the ball and land on your side and roll and get back up now. And like, dude, there's like some days where it's like you just like go to get out of bed and you like step on your foot the wrong way and you're fucking on the ground, like just thinking about how did I like, man, I could do that shit not that long ago. But
man, when you sneeze and throw out your back, it'll teach you some things about life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right.
I threw out my back picking up a piece of dog food off the floor. It was just like, what is life right now?
Father Time, undefeated. So
undefeated.
Well, we'll be back.
Almost bedtime, guys.
Anything else? Yeah, it's past my bedtime.
But...
past my bedtime. It's the early bird special. What is it? The comments about weighing 300 pounds?
I mean, those got to weigh like.
Dude, if I click on this, share my referral.
What he's talking about.
Oh, no. No, this one's pretty light.
Maybe 300, maybe 300 grams.
Yeah, no, it's not like a big smoker lid that's like 1/8-inch steel plate lid. I mean, it's pretty light. Just the way I twisted, man. I don't know, which is strange too because like I've never really had back problems at all ever. Like, it's good to go to the gym, work out, strong back. I feel like for my age, man.
No joke. You gotta stay ahead of it when you get older.
If we were at the family Easter thing, I was throwing the football around the next day. My shoulder and my fucking arm was just like dead. I was like, bro, what?
I did that with my nephew throwing a baseball. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. You know, after like 10 throws, I'm like, no, now go deep. And I threw one. I said, oh, that's the only one I'm throwing that deep.
Right. Yep.
That one's done.
Yeah. Bo's not throwing at anybody from left field anymore. So.
I'm gonna go inside real quick.
What's wrong, Uncle Bo?
I'll be right back. Keep playing without me.
I know you were trying to save me there, John C. I appreciate, man, you looking out for me. But I got to keep it real with the fans of CKL. Next week, my favorite show of the off season, the schedule release show. I don't know why I get so geeked out about the schedule release, but I do. I love it, man. It's good times. We'll know the Chiefs' schedule at this time next week, and we'll be here to break it down and give maybe a way too early record prediction that, we're not going to hold ourselves to at this point in the season. But
dude, always kind of been pretty fucking close the past
that we have.
Years.
Well, when you win 14 or 13 or 14 games every year, I mean,
it's pretty easy to get that.
Chiefs won 15 games this year? Is that right?
15.
And they should have won 6. That Broncos.
Could have won 16.
That Broncos game don't count. I mean, we saw what happened to the Broncos.
Everybody knows that.
We saw, and Broncos fans were flexing on that shit, and they're like, I mean, it was your second string quarterback, and these guys, their linemen were playing regularly, and I was like, well, I don't know about that. I mean,
well, yeah,
see
man,
our line
there's
in the
only
Super
50
Bowl,
guys
like
on the team. You still got to field a team, but like,
I mean, did you saw what happened when the Broncos played the Bills in that wild card round weekend, right, and got smoked? Yeah, we beat the Bills, so that's all you need to know. Dude, the Broncos and Chargers were such frauds last year, such frauds. Like, I can't remember. We put the stat out on our X. It's like between those two teams, if you took out the Broncos beating the Chiefs in Week 18, like the two teams between them had like 3 wins against winning teams all season, and 2 of them were when the Chargers beat the Broncos. Get out of here, man. Right. That's fucking pathetic, dude. They beat up on a bunch of scrubs. And the Broncos, like, one win against a winning team was the Bengals, who barely scraped above 500 there at the end of the year and didn't even make the playoffs.
I heard from Broncos fans coming out of the woodwork. Hadn't heard in like 8 years. Like, you still have my number? Yeah, I haven't heard from you forever, man. Hello. It's good to hear from you.
Do you have no
I remember flexing regular season wins.
Yeah, I mean, against backups, though? I don't know, man.
Never against backups. No, that's...
I remember being there when playoff berth felt just as good as a Super Bowl win, right? Like,
yeah. No, I remember the Chiefs won the division in that. That was that. What year was that? The year we had. I'm trying to think of who it was we had that year. It was that year. It was when Todd Haley was the coach, right? What year was that? 2010. And I was driving back from my parents' house and listening to the Chiefs game, and we won, and they won the division. It was just like it was like honking my horn, like, yeah, so pumped just about like
playoff game.
Yeah, just so we could give
playoffs. I bought lottery tickets. Like, oh my god, life's changing, guys.
Right. Just, I mean, do you remember how excited you were when the Chiefs beat the Texans in the playoffs? That first playoff win in like my entire adult life.
Well, that was 30-0, so that was a pretty good one.
Yeah. Yeah, Nile Davis returned the opening kick for a touchdown. That that gave us so much fun. Bo, you can make it out here this year, man, for some games. You get Bo out here this season. So
that actually might be a thing this season, but more on that later.
All right, sounds good. Well, we really appreciate everybody watching. It was good to see Laney and Doug and John C. and Maria. Chris was in the chat asking a question. Thanks for swinging by. Appreciate you.
Chris, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it.
We'll be back next week, like I said.
Thanks for everything, guys.
My favorite off-season show. See, someone's asking what my favorite thing in the off-season is. There you go. My favorite show, I don't know about Nick and Bo, but it's my favorite off-season show that we do is the schedule release. We'll be here next Wednesday. We'll know the Chiefs, who they play, when they play. We'll break that sucker down. Make sure you click like and subscribe. Turn on those notifications so you know when we go live. And until next week, let's go Chiefs.
All right, let's go Chiefs.